down in the dirt and have it possibly get away from Marrero. So he said, hey, I threw one fastball by him. He's got to be looking for something else. I'll try another one. I don't think he'll try another one in that spot, though.
I'm with you on that one.
He moves away this time.
He struck him out. And the ball game is over. And the Cubs, frustrations go right to the last bitter outs. Both Grace and Sosa failing to get that hit with the man in scoring position. And the team goes 0 for 13 in those at-bats. Frustrating day for the Cubs. A winnable game. And they just couldn't get the big hit.
Definitely a winnable game. They had a lot of opportunities and could not get the base hit with runners in scoring position. This looks like a splitter over the outside part of the plate. Yes, it is. That right over the outside part of the plate. Maybe it was a fastball, but it looked like he had his fingers split apart. So that's a fastball. Good pitch there, right on the outside corner. There's the man of the moment.
Mark McGwire, who hit number 61 in the first inning. They show the moment again on the big screen out in right field. The fans cheering again. Would cause delirium at the time. So now, certainly, Joe, if there was ever a question, and I don't think there was, about McGwire and the record, it truly seems now just a matter of when and not if. 19 games left in the schedule for the Cardinals, beginning with tomorrow's game, right here against the same Cubs, a night game. And Kent Mercker will be out there on the hill going against Sammy Sosa tomorrow. Sosa still with 58 home runs. Mark McGwire standing by with our Dave Campbell. Let's go to Dave.
Mark, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Huh?
Speechless.
Unbelievable. A little something we found out later today. Your dad's 61st birthday.
Yeah, and what a better way to say happy birthday.
I saw you make a gesture. I mean, so many things after you hit the home run, but you look right in the box at the Maris family.
Well, I pointed to them. You know, the time I met him over in Atlanta, they couldn't be any nicer. And it's what a wonderful feeling. I pointed up to them saying that Roger's in my heart. Blew a kiss to him. And I just said thank you. And, you know, it's just, you know, I know he's with me. And that's really all I can say is thank you to all the Marises.
I talked to Kathy. She said Matt got here just before the game, just in time for a hug.
I was down there getting my bat, and I said, how you doing? I gave him a kiss. I told him I love him. And next thing you know, I hit a home run.
1 to go. Last game of a homestand tomorrow.
Yeah.
Always pressure.
I don't know if I ever can run away from pressure, but I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying every minute, and what can I say? It's just it's the time of my life right now.
Morgan came right after you all day long. So did Karchner. I thought the second at bat you had a pitch to hit as well.
Yeah, it's just it was a slider, and I just hit down on it, and you know I got it by G, and I thanked him when I got third base. I thought you know he's a Gold Glover over there, and I said thank you for pulling the Ole, and he asked me what happened. I said I think the ball just stayed down on him. So that's an old teammate of mine.
Sammy Sosa and you had a great press conference before the game. You both appear to really be enjoying this.
Well, we are. You know, it's this is stressful, but what can you say? I mean, we're enjoying it. We're two very talented players having just unbelievable years, and we're just riding the wave and along with America.
Mark, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to one more.
Thank you.
Mark McGwire, number 61. John?
Great moment and a thrill to have been here to see it. McGwire homering in the first inning against Mike Morgan. And Joe, I mean, it was out of here. If you blinked, you might have missed it.
Well, John, I've been very fortunate. I've been involved in World Series games. I've seen Pete Rose chasing records. I've seen George Foster, Johnny Bench, some of the greatest players ever chasing records. But I'd have to say this ranks right up there with him to be here and watch Mark McGwire be a part of history.
So McGwire hitting number 61, and now tomorrow night he'll go against Steve Traxel, the Cubs starter, and Sosa will be up against the left-hander Kent Mercker, and we're planning to be in Cincinnati Wednesday night at 7:30 Eastern to see McGwire go against the Cincinnati Reds. Sports Center coming up next. Stay tuned for that. The Cardinals have beaten the Cubs 3-2. And for 2 generations, the number 61 has stood for all things grand and improbable because it topped the Babe himself. Despite incredible pressures, Roger Maris overtook Ruth. Even so, an asterisk was attached to his name because of a longer season. Today, he equaled him.
That ball is gone if it's fair. It is a home run. Number 61. He has tied Maris.
In this, the 144th game of the season, even Ruth has now been passed. The world tunes in as ballparks erupt. A hug with his son, a record-tying curtain call. 61. It remains a magical figure, but for the first time, 62 is imminent, forever linked to both Maris and Ruth. A new record is just a swing away. Mark McGwire is chasing history.
That ball is gone if it's fair. It is a home run. Number 61. He has tied Maris. For 144 games, Mark McGwire has been chasing history, and he has caught up to it.
Here it comes to McGwire. Swing. Look at there. Look at there. Look at there. McGwire, number 61. McGwire, right 61, headed for Planet Maris.
If you don't mind my saying, I could not have picked a better day to make my return to SportsCenter alongside Bob Lee. I'm Robin Roberts. Today is ESPN's 19th anniversary, and Mark McGwire made it mighty memorable.
We'll be going back to St. Louis, by the way, for the press conference. You will see it live, but today, a summer that couldn't get any better, did get better. We will be telling our grandchildren about this time when we talk with a straight face about numbers and statistics that used to be sheer fantasy. And the 2 men at the center of this revolution of the spirit of this game of baseball that continue to grace these days with a poise and a joy that is stirring. Mark McGwire on 60, Sammy Sosa on 58, meeting on this national holiday. All eyes around the country on batting practice in St. Louis. These 2 guys had a hilarious pregame press conference, enjoying the moment, reveling in the attention of all the fans. Top of the first, Darren Oliver pitching. Scoreless game, and Sosa's popped up to whom else but McGwire. This the 3rd out of the first inning. Put it in the books. Between innings, in the dugout for St. Louis, McGwire kisses his son Matt, the bat boy, for some good luck. And then in the bottom of the first, everybody is ready. McGwire's father observing his 61st birthday today. Maris's family was there. You're watching history.
That ball is gone if it's fair. It is a home run. Number 61. He has tied Maris.
A 1-1 pitch in the game that has passed from father to son. This moment at the plate. At Busch Stadium. One of the classiest images of this century, Sammy Sosa in the outfield. Roger Maris's family in attendance. A curtain call from McGwire. And watch as he gestures down the line and into the heavens. To the family of Maris, a salute and a hello to Roger. What a moment. To tie at 61 home runs in his first at-bat on the 1-1 pitch. Top of the 3rd, 1-0 game. That dinger was it so far. Sosa looking to match against Darren Oliver. Oh, Yacker gets him. That ends the inning once again. 2-0 Cards, bottom of the 3rd. McGwire ready to take game on 62. Gary Darling, the umpire, puts that specially marked ball into play to make sure they can authenticate if it goes out. Everybody poised. Single to left. But still the hope springing eternal that possibly he could get 2 on this Labor Day. Bottom of the 5th. McGwire again. Pops him up. Morgan does to center field as Lance Johnson puts away the can of corn. Well, McGwire is ready for his next at-bat. Trying to get away from the pressure and the attention. Out in Big Mac country, they've got a target. They want 62. But again, a soft liner to center. McGwire retired as Lance Johnson puts it away. In the 8th inning, Mike Busby pitching against Sosa. He's on 58. And a single. It's not easy, even if you know what's coming, to put one out. As Sosa said before the game, he's the man in the USA. I'm the man in the Dominican. And here a gesture that really encapsulates the entire summer. And the last out of the game, Sammy Sosa. Going down swinging, but they play again tomorrow. So at this moment, that man stands in all eternity tied with Roger Maris. 3-2 the final score. McGwire 2 for 4 in the game. Sosa 1 for 5, struck out 3 times. The Cubs, more importantly, in that wild card chase, fall a half game now in front of the Mets. The Cubs today 0 for 13 with runners in scoring position, but all the attention on McGwire after the game.
I pointed to him, you know, the time I met him over in Atlanta, they couldn't be any nicer. And it's what a wonderful feeling. I pointed up to them saying that Roger's in my heart, blew a kiss to him, and I just said thank you.
McGwire, with that gesture, thanking Roger Maris's family and showing the appreciation. Kevin Maris on hand for this day.
Acknowledged us, and you know, he tapped his heart and looked like you know, he's saying Dad was in his heart, and that shows a lot of respect for the family, what Dad did, and Mark's a heck of a guy.
Number 61, a rocket, hit the glass and came down. 10 or 12 people fighting for it. Mike Davidson picked it up.
In your own seats, how long have you had the tickets?
Well, they're my brother-in-law's seats. He just gave them to me because he's working today. He's got season tickets for the past 3 years.
What are you going to do with it?
Give it back.
Who to?
Mark McGwire.
What a guy. You want anything for it?
No, not really.
All right, Mike, congratulations. You get it on the rebound. How hard did you have to fight for it?
It just rolled underneath the seat, and I just picked it up and held on to it for dear life.
Unluckiest man of the season, Mike Davidson's brother-in-law. 61 home runs to comparative appreciation. McGwire does it in 94 fewer plate appearances, 142 fewer at-bats, 19 fewer games for it, Frick. There never really was an asterisk, but Fay Vincent unified that seasonal home run record in the early 90s, and McGwire has a piece of it now. Robin?
All right, Bob, and joining us now live is Peter Gammons. You saw a wild scene at Busch Stadium. I know you wanted to be there, Peter. What were your initial thoughts first about what happened today?
Well, my thought before the game that is so good, I mean, these two people are such great men, and they've really, people have attempted to tear them apart. It hasn't worked, and we saw them rise. But I also think it's very important for the game that it's St. Louis, which I happen to believe is the best baseball town in America, and Chicago, which is darn close to it. The way the romanticism has built up around these two guys in those two cities, Robin, I think has been a tremendous thing for the game. Those players in the Yankee Stadium are great players, but they still have spent between $75 and $100 million to put their teams together. This is totally different. These are just two great baseball players.
Peter, we saw Mark talk about it at the end of the game, the pressure. You saw how he was in the dugout after number 61. What has he shown you in the way he's handled all this?
I don't think any of us can even imagine what kind of pressure. I'm not sure there's been anything quite like this in athletics in my lifetime, where the build-up to it from the beginning of spring training. I remember talking to him the second day he was in Florida and asking him if he was ready for this, and he said, well, you know, I'm not so sure. Then he homered in the first 4 games of the season, and it was on. And he's endured this. He's a man of tremendous concentration. He's a man of extraordinary character in terms of his ability to look to other people. And I think that's what people didn't understand a lot of this season, that all the attention on him, he felt, took away from other people, particularly teammates. But I think it's going to be very difficult now. Once he gets to 62, my question is, after all this exhaustion of the summer, will he then take a deep breath and sort of collapse in exhaustion like someone who's just run a marathon? And will his team being out of it allow him to relax while Sammy Sosa is going to be in the pennant race right down to the last weekend? Be very interesting to see who ends up in the record books as the home run champion.
All right, Peter, thank you very much. We appreciate you stopping by early. We'll see you later on Baseball Tonight. Well, believe it or not, there were other baseball games this afternoon. Like everyone else, the Mets were keeping a close eye on the Cards-Cubs game, but not just because of McGwire and Sosa. No, the Mets are trying to keep pace with the Cubs. They began the day trailing the Cubs by 1 game in the NL wild card race. And boy, yeah, Mother Nature having a say. Dark skies over Shea Stadium, the wind picking up, blowing all over the field, the light stand swaying in the high winds, can't even keep the tarp down. That's going beyond the call of duty, the head groundskeeper there, and even Bobby Valentine trying to keep the tarp down. Rain just kept coming down as seen in the lights, and well, hear for yourself. You know, I don't think they're having any fun right now. No, but the game is back in the top of the sixth. They have tied it now at 6-all. Luis Lopez with 4 runs driven in. He has 2 home runs on the season now. Mike Piazza 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. Again, it's 6-all. Top of the sixth. The Mets within a half game behind the Cubs for the wild card spot. Turning our attention now to the American League and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Today, and I said this meant to be to give him this birthday present, his 61st home run on his 61st birthday. So be it. It just happened to be. So happy birthday, Dad.
What did Sammy Sosa say to you?
Well, first he congratulated me, gave me a big hug, which is all class, and he told me not to get too far ahead of him.
Bob? Were you as sure it would stay fair today as you were sure it was foul yesterday?
Yeah, I knew today just because it was a lot higher than yesterday's, and as soon as I left my bat, I put my hands up, and it was just a matter of it probably hooked foul past the pole, but I knew at that time, and what a feeling that was, I'll tell you.
Over here. Would you take us through that first at bat from the first pitch on through?
Well, I you know, basically I just worked him. I just told myself to just, you know, stay calm, and I was very relaxed today. I was very calm, and you know, sometimes when you might get caught up in the moment and you might be shaking a little bit, the heart might beat in 1,000 miles a minute, and I just was telling myself, get a good pitch to hit. You know, went after the first pitch was a slider, second pitch was a fastball that stayed up, and then and I'm almost sure it was just another fastball that stayed up. I just got the head on it real well and hit it down the line. It stayed fair.
Here. What was your son's reaction to the home run?
Well, the amazing thing is he got here, he landed probably about 12:35 from California. And then I didn't see him there in the top of the first inning. Then I went into the hole to get my bat. There he is. Told him I loved him, gave him a kiss. Next thing you know, I see him at home plate. And what a wonderful feeling a father could have.
Back. You've talked a lot about not thinking anything special as you rounded the bases. Did you think anything special today?
I was just, it was almost, I was like in awe. And then when Mark Grace came over, and it was almost like a bash. And then Gary Gaetti came over and congratulated me. It just, it reminded me when Hank Aaron rounded the bases, and a few of the Dodgers were shaking his hands. And I remember when I was a kid at home watching that. So, and then good old Latch, my third base coach, go all the way back to the Oakland A's, gave me the good old bash of the A's days. And then I get home, saw Ray Langford, and I looked over to the left, and there was my son.
Claire? You gestured to a lot of people. Could you go through the list you signaled, and did you gesture to Sammy?
Well, when I remember coming down the line, I pointed upstairs to the man upstairs. Then I pointed to my father and said, happy birthday. Then I saw my son, and I pointed back to my father again, just in case he didn't hear me. Then I went in the dugout, came back out. I looked over to the left, saw the Marises over there, pointed upstairs, said it, and pointed to my heart, said Roger's with me. Blew him a kiss, and pointed upstairs again, and I mean, that's really about it. I mean, I'd like to point to everybody in the whole world right now, but that's just on the top of my head right now. But what a great, great feeling.
Did you gesture
You know what?
to Sammy?
I looked out in the outfield at one time, and he had his head down, and that's when I told him when he came to first base. I said I wanted to do that, you know, and he sort of laughed. So, but I did look out there.
Here.
Yeah. It's crossed my mind since I came here. That's why I truly believe he's with me.
In the back?
Oh, and one other thing, Whitey Herzog and Mike Shannon, who are associated with the St. Louis Cardinals, are still here. And I think that's one big reason why Roger Maris is walking with me right now.
In the back? You talked about your relationship with Latch. Would you also talk about your relationship with McKay going back to the Oakland A's?
Dave McKay, he's the best BP thrower anybody can ever have. What can I say? He gets me ready every game, and I mean, I'm sure he can tell a lot of stories, but it's great that somebody like Dave McKay is getting recognized for something like this, and I'm really happy for him.
Tom? You came out and had a good big round of BP. Did you just feel great from the beginning and think it was going to be today?
I felt very calm today, and that's a good sign. I mean, it's just it's sometimes you get caught up in some things, and you try to tell yourself to sit back and relax, and sometimes it's hard to. You know, I'm a human being, and you know, I have emotions just like anybody else, and. But today, coming to the ballpark today, I felt very, very calm. During BP, I was very relaxed. And it was a good sign. And it just comes down to just a matter of getting a ball to hit, you know, which I did. And that's what happened.
Back here. What did you think of the Blue Angels flying over?
That was from my good man, David Pratt. David Pratt called that in. And I had to thank him, because right when they flew over, I looked over to David over in the owner's boxes, and I pointed to him, and he pointed back to me. So I thank David for that. Okay.
You talk about getting caught up in the moment. What was the difference between your physical being yesterday when you looked a little tired and today?
No, actually, I felt good yesterday. I was just upset that I got 2 hits taken away from me. You know, I would like to hit 300. And when you have a team that's playing over the line with you, the overline pull, you know, and you hit 2 balls that should be hits that they're diving for and they catch, you know, I take pride in my average. So, I mean, it's... So I was a little upset that I didn't get 2 hits, but then again, when you have major leaguers out there, they can field like that. But I felt fine yesterday.
What did Matt say when you lifted him up in the air?
Just a little chuckle, that's all. He didn't have to say anything. His eye says it all. Hey.
You seem like you're getting a little emotional now that it's happened. What does it mean to you?
I mean, what I've done is tied it. You know, I'm one swing away from breaking it. When that's going to happen, if it's tomorrow, if it's the next day, we'll just have to wait and see. But, you know, it's been a long, rough road. I mean, I go back all the way to, I don't know, January, talking about it into spring training. And here we are, tied 61, and it's been quite amazing. I think I've amazed myself. I think I've amazed other people. So it's hard not to have emotions for this. because it's just it's an unbelievable feat. And the thing is, Mr. Sosa's close to it too.
Murray? Would you talk about your subsequent at-bats and whether or not you thought in any of them went up thinking home run?
Well, I don't go up there thinking home run. I think about working the count, getting a good pitch to hit, and trying to drive it. And, you know, I snuck in a base hit by Gary. My second at-bat, third at-bat, Mike threw like a cutter. I went out to get it, just moved on me, flew out to center. And my third at-bat against Karchner, was, I think it was a slider. And it just, the bottom fell out of it and just hit a soft liner in center. And that was really about it.
Steve? When did you think about 62?
What do you mean? Well, I mean, I've been thinking about it since I reached the 50 plateau, yeah. But I mean, you think about it and then you let it go right out of your mind, because you can't waste any brain cells hours on hours about thinking about it, because it's a long ways away. You know, now we're one swing away. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see.
Mel? What did Tony La Russa say to you in the dugout?
To tell you the truth, I was on such a high I don't remember. So you're gonna have to probably ask him.
Jason? In the moments after you hit the home run, there was such a buzz in the stadium. Was it difficult for you to let go of the moment?
I don't think I'll ever let go of the moment. I don't know if I'll ever be here again. So how can you let it go? I mean, it's what I've done is fabulous. I'm gonna enjoy it right now. I know that I'm one swing away. You know, the whole time I just thought is what a great birthday present for my father. That's all I thought.
Bud in the back? Would you give us the roster of friends and family here today, and are any of them having a birthday?
I'll keep that private. I have a lot of friends and family, and everybody knows my mom and dad, but I'll keep that private.
Any birthdays?
I wish.
Mike?
We're getting personal here. Okay, let's go.
When you get in a room all by yourself, what do you do?
I don't know, but I won't tell you.
Would you talk a little bit about the significance of the hug with Tony and the trainer and Barry afterwards?
I mean, let's face it, you know, Tony gave my start, you know, back in '86, you know, and I wasn't supposed to make the team in '87. He decided to stay with me, and I remember the night. It was April, I think it was April 19th in Anaheim, and he stuck with me. And next thing you know, I hit 49 home runs. And he's seen a lot of them, and he stuck with me through the year of 1991 when I hit 201. And then for Barry, I mean, Barry and I have gone through so much, through my back injuries, through my foot injuries. The only time that Barry and I have been apart is just the 2 months that when I was traded over here last year. So he's seen 400 and plus home runs, and I think I got a few more for Tony to reach his 400 plateau. But I mean, those two guys have backed me, supported me, just been with me since day one in Oakland and here in St. Louis. So I thank him a lot.
Tracy? Could you share any of the things you exchanged with the Maris family after the game?
Well, they all thanked me and, gave me a hug. And I'm sure if we were more private, I'm sure it would have been a little more emotional. And I said that I'd love to meet with them someday when this is all over, and to talk to them and basically tell them the feeling what their father was going through at that time. And because it is an amazing feeling, and I would love to sit down and talk to them and have them understand it. And I mean, it's just, what can I say is thank you for being here and watching this. And believe me, he is in my heart.
Connor? Does it mean a lot to you that you hit 61 here in St. Louis?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Murray? The next one breaks the record. As good as this felt today, can you imagine what that one will feel like?
I'll let you know when it happens. But I'm sure it's just going to be as good or better.
Okay, we'll take a couple more for Mark. Claire? You are going to be linked in history with both Maris and Sosa. Are you proud that you will be going into history with people you admire so much?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's just, I think I've been talking about this Maris stuff since 1987 when I had 33 home runs at the break. And look at 12 years later, and Sammy and I are, neck and neck, and he's got a great shot at doing it too, and I admire him. I admired everything that Roger's gone through because I know what he's gone through now. So, yeah, I'm very, very happy to be linked with him.
Over here. What will it mean that you've hit 61 home runs in fewer games than Babe Ruth, and if you hit 62 in fewer games, what will that mean?
Well, then nobody can say they can put an asterisk on it, right? I mean, they can't. I mean, what can I say? It's just, and I don't know if I can. I mean, how do I answer that? It's just, I'm just swinging the bat and let it happen.
Back here. Do you feel like a role model today?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. It's just, I mean, the way that athletes are portrayed today is babies that make too much money, don't care about the community, which I think is false. And if somebody wants to link with me as one of those heroes and for young kids to look up to, I'm very proud to be associated with that. So, and I hope children do look up to me like that. So it means a lot.
Okay, in the back, last two. Being that you have a road trip coming up ahead, are you thinking much about tomorrow and setting the record tomorrow?
Well, I mean, like I've said probably 100,000 times, I can only take care of myself, try to get a ball to hit, and get a good swing on it. And if it happens tomorrow, if the good Lord lets it happen tomorrow, then it does. But I'm going to give it my best shot.
Okay, over here, last one. What was going through your mind when the fans gave Sammy the standing ovation?
Just another example of the best fans in the country here in St. Louis. I'm not playing with him. I'm playing to him. That's just the truth.
Okay, one last one, then we gotta let him go. You've talked a lot about your faith in the man upstairs. You had Sosa in left field today, right field. Yeah, he's in
Yeah, I really believe. I believe in fate, and I believe that things happen for a reason. I mean, the other day when I hit a home run, I mean, the balls are marked. And I don't know if you guys ever heard this story, but the balls are marked, and you know, the thing is it was number 3 ball. You know, number 3 was Babe Ruth. Happens to be I'm the 3rd guy in the history of the game to hit 60 home runs. I hit on the 3rd pitch. If that's not fate, I don't know what is. And it just happens today. It's my father's 61st birthday. Hit it on my 61st home run. My son arrives. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that.
Thank you, Mark. Have you gotten the ball yet?
What's that?
Have you gotten the ball yet?
I haven't. No, I've been running around with my head cut off, so I don't know.
Thank you.
Thousands of fans still outside of Busch Stadium watching that, listening to it on the video board. By the way, the ball picked up by Mike Davidson, you saw earlier, 28-year-old man from St. Louis who said he would give it back to McGwire, would not ask for anything for that ball, for returning it. That first inning home run, that rocket, the latest bit of paint on the canvas of Mark McGwire's season. But that painting, a work of art, is a work in progress. Most artists will not let you see the canvas until they've signed their name, until they're finished. But McGwire's performance art has captivated a nation. Here now, each and every one of his home runs from this remarkable 1998 season. Here is history.
I don't play the game for records. I play the game because I love it.
That's 3 in 3 days. It's a 3-home run night for Big Mac.
Watch that baby. Oh, man. 3rd home run of the night.
Runner going. There it goes. See you later. There it goes. Number 25.
Number 31 on the year for Mark McGwire. Halfway to the record.
Home runs on July 12th.
Number 45 for McGwire.
And I still truly believe if somebody got to 50 by September, they honestly have a real shot at trying to break this record.
Number 50 for Mark McGwire. He is the first player in Major League history to hit 50 home runs in 3 consecutive years.
I have a shot.
Home run number 54. Where are you? Oh, my goodness.
I'd say there's a pretty good chance.
McGwire with number 55. Oh, what a shot! Number 56. And ties Hack Wilson's National League season record. 57. A new National League home run record. Home run number 58. Make it 59.
Wake up, Babe Ruth. There's company coming. It's Mark McGwire with number 60.
There goes number 61. Is it there? Yes! And the McGwire is alone with Roger Maris.
They stand together in history at this moment. The chase continues on this calendar date in 61. Maris hit his 55th. Ruth on this calendar date in 27 hit his 49th. Tomorrow night at Busch, Steve Traxel for the Cubs, Kent Mercker for the Cards. Big Mac has 1 career dinger and 10 at-bats against the Cubs ace, and 2 of Sosa's 5 hits off Kent Mercker have been home runs.
Much more.